intelligence. Okay,
Correct.
I mean, you can see all the equations on his tight, so I guess there's intelligence. I don't know if he knows how to solve all those equations, but
I was actually talking to him backstage earlier. He says that every equation on his outfit, he can solve.
Well, here's an equation he's not going to be able to solve or have a hard time solving. That's the nearly 300-pound brute to his right, the Southern brute, Chris Mason.
That's a scary
no
man
one's
right
been
there.
able to solve this brute.
Mr. Intelligence, Desmond Thibeaux, year and a half in the business, trained by gorgeous Joey Jackson and Hunter Law. Got a bachelor's degree in history and only 3 years at the University of Louisiana at Lafayette. Very smart, very intelligent, as his name would imply. But you got to question a man's sanity wanting to get in the ring with that guy.
He's
Zach.
absolutely stupid for getting in the ring with the Southern brute.
I agree.
The undefeated in one-on-one competition Southern brute, Chris Mason.
Undefeated, unpinned, unsubmitted, just, you know, a lot of uns there to use as descriptors for Chris Mason. Thibeaux going to try to be the very first one to do that.
Good luck.
Push him into the ropes. And there, the significant weight advantage of Chris Mason
The
coming
weight
into
advantage,
play.
the power advantage, the experience advantage. As far as my knowledge, I don't know how long he's been in the game for.
Gave
This Mr. Intelligence.
gave Desmond there a lesson in gravity.
That's for sure.
That's you know, Chris Mason, he's an unstoppable force, and he's going to make Mr. Intelligence a very movable object.
100%.
Wait a
Oh,
minute! Going for a schoolboy! Almost, no! Not even at one!
And that's exactly what you want to do against somebody right here. You need to use that speed.
Tapping on his head saying, I got intelligence and speed on my side.
I wouldn't.
I wouldn't antagonize a Southern brute saying you're smarter than him.
Not a good idea at all. Not at all.
Chris Mason, plenty of intelligence. I've had a few very good conversations with him in the past, but he just likes to let his actions do the talking. Case in point right there. Scooping him up. No! Able to get out of it. Going for the
roll up.
schoolboy again. Trying to use the leverage, but no, only two. Misses there. Once again, trying to get the pin. Trying to use his legs as leverage, and once again, Chris Mason just able to power out.
No. Don't stop and taunt with the crowd. Keep your foot on the gas.
Well, Donnie did say he's only been doing this for about a year and a half, so Chris Mason be the veteran in this match.
Definitely is the veteran here.
No. See, look right here. Look at the look on his face. Getting irritated, getting frustrated. This is what Mr. Intelligence wants.
We know what happens when Chris Mason gets angry.
Mr. Intelligence there taking the back for a moment, gave Chris Mason a push, and Chris Mason just taking a moment to pause, to think, to calculate.
When Chris Mason gets angry, that's the reason why the Manimal is no longer the G1 champion.
Arm drag there from Mr. Intelligence. Somehow, some way, he was able to use some leverage and momentum and get the Southern Brute up in the air.
Not only that, he had the knee in the face of Chris Mason while applying that pressure on the arm.
Chris Mason now trying to get back up to his feet, back to a vertical base, back on both feet, and that dispels trouble from Mr. Intelligence. Case in point right there. Once again, you know, using himself as a fulcrum and throwing Chris Mason in that submission hold.
I gotta commend that using the momentum against to his advantage.
So he's not so bad after all. Maybe he is very intelligent.
Maybe he does know how to solve some of those equations.
Well, he might be to the halfway point on solving the equation here of Chris Mason. Usually the answers for that equation are multiple choice, and the multiple choice is just, you know, which way do you want to lose? Do you want to be carried out on a stretcher or just sent straight to the morgue?
He might not have a chance after that.
Chris Mason here just taking a moment to play with his food. Wants to make an example here of Desmond Thibeaux. Ooh.
Not so smart after all.
That'll rearrange your lower
Straight
lumbar.
to the back. That will send a shot all the way down.
Referee Troy there going for the 5 count. Chris Mason doesn't want a DQ. He's been able to control his anger enough here in the CWF. He never has been disqualified.
Desmond trying to fight back to no avail.
Yeah, you don't play a kick game with a man whose feet cover the ground he walks on. Right now covering the chest of Desmond Thibeaux.
These kicks are just relentless. It's almost like caving his bread box in. I wonder if he can breathe.
Straight to the chest, right below the throat area, kicking the air out of him.
You know, our insurance premiums go up every time Chris Mason gets in that ring.
This is very true.
Is that why it's so expensive?
That is.
Going for the suplex. Almost sent him into the other county. That could be it. No! By God, no! Mr. Intelligence.
Mr. Intelligence has a little bit of toughness in him. I'll give him that.
Clubbing blow to the stomach by the Chris Mason.
Might be questioning that, trying to kick out. I admire his moxie, but I'm beginning to question, well, his intelligence, wanting to continue this match. Chris Mason seems to be in no hurry here. Just going to take his time and, deliver the punishment.
And that's how it's done. Putting in work. Keep your opponent injured in the corner.
Exactly correct there, Zach.
Look at those gut shots taking the air out the sternum.
Oh, bouncing the head off the canvas. That can't feel good. He's going to have a hard time completing math equations after that.
Giving Mr. Intelligence a lecture in agony here. And I don't think the lesson is over quite yet. Off the ropes.
What's he about to do here?
Leg drop onto Desmond Thibeaux.
Speaking of gravity.
No! No! Mr. Intelligence! Still! There is still a little bit of fluid in the beaker there, if you will.
Shaking his head no, saying this, he's not done yet. I don't know how long he's got left in this match.
School is not out for summer just yet.
When's the last time you went to school, Donnie?
I'm in school right now. I'm taking online classes. Making straight A's, I might add.
Mr. Intelligence is finding out that CM equals pain.
That was good, Zach.
You come up with that yourself?
I did. Just now.
This is why you was locked in the closet.
Yeah, I wonder why.
Don't look at me. I don't know anything.
If you say so.
Hey, you had your water changed out.
Every other day.
You gonna have to take that up with whoever you got to take that up with.
I wonder
All
why
right, gentlemen, the match here.
Yes, I'm seeing the match. I'm seeing Chris Mason brutalize Mr. Intelligence. I'm seeing him choke the life out of him right now.
Choking the life out of him, indeed. Mr. Intelligence trying to reach for those ropes, but if they're an inch, they're a mile away.
I don't think he's going to reach.
Might want to be careful with that one. It might look like a tap.
Right now,
Toe
bouncing off
stomps.
the ropes, gaining some momentum.
Yeah.
Caught by Chris Mason, spine buster. No, only a 2 count.
And
What is Mr. Intelligence made of?
If you can see, he barely got his shoulder up. Just barely.
Chris Mason needs to worry about Mr. Intelligence and not the referee.
Well, I know that Mr. Intelligence is made of some tough stuff. Played defensive end in football. But, still, that defensive line's going to fall sooner or later when you're crashing up against the offensive line of Chris Mason. See right there, Chris Mason still on his feet. Still on his feet again. Drop kick. Sends him into the turnbuckle. Sends him into the corner. The ruler straps are down. Mr. Intelligence throwing all his body weight into Chris Mason. Gonna try to pick up the Southern Brute. Great show of strength from Mr. Intelligence Desmond Thibeaux.
Into a Samoan. That's impressive. I am very impressed.
Could the undefeated streak be over? No!
Let's just say I'm very impressed right now with Mr. Intelligence.
It was a big show of strength. It was.
Mr. Intelligence came within 1 second of being the first one to beat Chris Mason.
He doesn't have time to get frustrated right now. Like I said, he needs to keep his foot on the gas.
What a debut if he can slay the Southern Brute.
If does not mean anything.
But that big
Case in
boom
point.
meant something.
Yeah.
Man, you're not supposed to hit a man with glasses like that.
He didn't have to wear it.
Oh.
And he didn't have to come to this
And
match.
that's all she wrote.
That's it.
Which is now over.
Ladies and gentlemen, here is your winner, the Southern Brute, Chris Mason.
And still has not been pinned.
Still undefeated.
And I may have misread this audience. They're showing a little bit of appreciation to the Southern Brute right now.
Which is awkward because normally they hate it.
I guess sometimes they really do see the light. You know who's not seeing the light right now? Mr. Intelligence, he's just seeing a bunch of darkness.
This is true. So much for a light bulb. I'm guessing he understands the square root of pain.
He understands that very well right now as he's laying out on the floor right now.
I give him an A for effort, though.
Mr. Intelligence, thanks for coming. What a debut it was, but it was not good enough to take down the Southern Brute.
Now, let's talk about the physique of the Southern Brute. He's really starting to look good in the last few shows.
Look at him walking out in style.
He's got a swagger about him.
Showing appreciation. What a guy, what a talent. What a talent.